It's not too tasty. Is that
When you feel so fine, eat me rocking all of the time.
Hey guys, I see everybody pouring in right now. I really appreciate everybody jumping on. We're going to give it a few minutes to make sure we let the stragglers in, okay? Everybody should be on mute, so if you need anything, tough. We'll give it just a few minutes, okay, guys? Hey, I see everybody jumping in. We still got some people pouring in, so we're going to give it here just another minute before we get going. I'd love to see everybody's cocktail of choice as you slowly sip here after 6 o'clock. Yep. We'll give it just another minute here, guys. Thanks. All right, I think we'll get it going. Everybody hear me okay? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Oh yeah, lots of thumbs up. That's kind of fun, actually. That's a fun game. Now raise your right hand. Suckers. I feel the power. Well, thanks for jumping on tonight, guys. We've got 36 people still rolling in. We got lots of stuff going on, but we've officially turned off the waiting room. So people should jump in, and we'll have to periodically maybe unmute that thing or get that going. So I'm going to check. We've got a bunch of people in the chat box right now. Oh, yeah. Everybody's drinking. People loving the Tibbs. Yeah, we're doing it right, okay? Thanks, guys. Well, thank you all for jumping on. I've got a couple of special helpers tonight. Don Soulsby and Tim Evans have graciously volunteered to help out on the technical side. So as we go through our normal agenda, or at least as normal as we can be without being in person, those guys are going to help me manage it as we go and unmute people when it's their turn to talk and all that kind of stuff. But they're also going to be moderators. So if there's anything going on, something crazy is going on your end, say something in the chat, and those guys will try and get a hold of me or alert me or fix it themselves. So really appreciate that. I see already a lot of new people or people that I don't recognize or people that I haven't seen in a long time. So that's really cool since we've all been locked in basements and offices in our houses for the last couple of months. Really appreciate the dedication and the opportunity to come together in a time where things are just nuts, right? So we really considered not having this event this quarter, just with everybody's, jobs are up in the air and, futures are uncertain and all that kind of stuff. But there was just an outcry of support for, people who still were able to give and wanted to give. And since we've got this amazing vehicle to do so, we wanted to make sure that we weren't shortchanging the community. We were going to go ahead and have this event for anybody who is willing and able to participate this quarter. So if you're on and things are not good and healthy for you this quarter, let me know. I'm not going to be bulldogging people and chasing people for checks this quarter. So you can give one of these. You don't have to worry about me chasing too much after this, okay? For people who don't know, if you don't know by now, I don't know why you're here, but Guys Who Give is all about super tiny commitment with super big impact, right? So, it's easy for Ben to jump on and give $100 to a local nonprofit and feel good about himself. But when Ben gets 100 buddies together and they all write a check for $100, you're making real change and real impact in that organization's livelihood and what they can do. So really, really important, the mission that we're doing. I just was doing some quick math about 45 minutes ago on what we've done. And since we started here almost 3 years ago in Kalamazoo with our chapter, this will be the quarter that we eclipse the $100,000 given mark to the local nonprofit community in Kalamazoo. So yeah, I appreciate that. Couldn't do it without you guys, obviously. I give $100 at a time, just like the rest of you. So pretty special that I think we've accomplished that. We started off as a young group of guys. I see a few faces for those guys that were at the very first event in the basement at Tibbs. So making sure we support those guys. But it was like 13 of us. Yeah, there you go, Don. Like 13 of us that were there that first day, and to grow into what we've done, we've given over $13,000 gifts the last 2 quarters consecutively. So I'm not sure what this quarter will bring, but let's give it all we got. So if you're able to participate and you're able to give, let's get her going, okay? So thank you guys for being flexible. Obviously, we want to take just a quick minute to support the folks that support us, especially the 600 Kitchen and Bar with the Millennium Group. They give us that space every quarter. They'd never have asked for a dime. And I know that they ended up closing for a while, but have since reopened and they have done some takeout. In fact, I think there was a market opportunity in there today where you can go and get some pretty good deals on some community vendor food, and they were selling beer really cheap and that kind of stuff. So continue to support guys like them when you can, as they support us. Quick announcement that I'm going to say probably 5 more times, but the Q3 event that I'm really, really hoping will be in person at the 600 is August 12th. So if you're on your phone, or if you've got your phone handy, or you got a scratch pad with you or something like that, August 12th, 6 p.m., hopefully at the 600 Kitchen and Bar, but worst case scenario right here on Zoom or whatever else is the next cool thing that we figure out between now and August, okay? So I want to make sure we get that going. Recruitment, there's half the people on this meeting. I have no idea how you came to find us, which means it wasn't from me. So I really appreciate, as I scroll through pages of people, really appreciate all the help that you guys have done to get your friends here, your dentist, your mailman, your brothers, and, well, not sisters, but your brothers and your in-laws and things like that to the group. So please continue to do so. If you need any help with recruiting, any materials or any tools, or if you want me to talk to someone, a lot of you guys are really good at a quick email introduction saying, hey, Cody, this is my buddy Matt. Matt's new to town, or Matt has just heard about Guys Who Give. Can you follow up with him and get him in the group, that kind of thing. Those kind of things are great, and I'm happy to have coffee with those guys, or a virtual coffee anyway, and get them up to speed on what we're doing here in the group, okay? So really appreciate that. As we're also talking about other opportunities, anybody can give. Obviously, being able to nominate a nonprofit and to be able to vote is a privilege of membership. So with us, you've got to commit to being a member, which just means you're going to commit to giving with us here for at least 4 quarters. Obviously, there are some circumstances like we're going through now where we'll have a few guys who have to bow out, which is no problem at all. But anybody who's committed to being a member of Guys Who Give can nominate and can vote. And I would ask that you get creative with how you give. So if you get a few extra buddies together and you guys all want to formulate an extra membership, and that you give, maybe you get 4 guys to give $25 or something like that, that all counts. Employer matching is really cool. I don't know, we've never in this group had a lot of luck with that, but some of the other chapters around the country get, almost half of what they give is doubled up by their employers. So we have 1 or 2 guys every quarter that come through with that, but don't forget to be asking about that. Organizations that are still doing well are still willing to do matching. So please ask your employers about that. We are a 501 ourselves, so if you need a tax ID number or anything like that, I'm happy to provide that as well. But we also are always going to give to a 501c3 that is a taxable write-off as well. So please let me know if there's anything I can do for you on that front. I think that's it for most of my housekeeping. So I think without further ado, let's hear from the Q1 recipient. Last quarter, we chose the Hope for Youth Cancer Foundation, nominated by Peter Cook, who happens to be a part of that organization. So Peter and Kendra Cook are actually on with us now. I'm going to toss it over to them and let them tell us a little bit about their organization.
Well, just wanted to thank everybody once again for the kind donation and for selecting us last quarter. It was a big impact, and I think there was over $13,000 that were donated. And we're working, and I'll let Kendra kind of talk a little bit about the specifics of where the funds are going to be utilized. But Hope for Youth Cancer Foundation is simply to support children and families that are being impacted by childhood cancers, and to specifically help research to help find cures. Second is to try to have an impact on supporting those children that do survive the cancer, and many times as they go into college and into additional education, that we can give some scholarship money to help assist them. And then we also help a lot of times the local child life at the different hospitals here to help them as they are working with families as they go through cancer treatments. That's a long drawn out process. I know with our son, it was over a year that he was in radiation and chemo. And obviously the after effects lasted for quite a long time afterwards, and lots of scans afterwards and so on. So helping families through that and supporting them as well. And then obviously supporting the child life, who also try to help them as they're sitting in a hospital bed every day, kind of like we're doing for the last couple, 2-3 months. When you see somebody that has been there for 6 months or a year and they can't be around anybody because their immune system is compromised, it's we can kind of get a little feel of how boring it can be. And so sometimes those child life people are just amazing help to keep them occupied and learning and growing. So I'll let Kendra talk about some of the specifics of the walk and the use of the funds.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for touching on those. As many people are, I was also affected by childhood cancer. My brother was diagnosed at a young age, so being a part of this foundation has been something that I'm very passionate about, and I really want to ensure that we can do everything we can to ensure childhood cancer goes away for good. So whatever that means, we are working with local hospitals at the moment, trying to figure out what resources would be beneficial for them. Among research, we do want to support some of those family programs, so we've been working pretty closely. With COVID-19, it has impacted our local hospitals as well, so we've been working through some of the challenges with their child life specialists, trying to figure out how we can be a resource to them as well. We do have a walk coming up in September, and registration should be up and available at the end of the week to raise more funds for childhood cancer research, because that is really what is going to help us find therapies and different ways to treat childhood cancer and reduce the long-term side effects for those that do survive. And then I think, as Peter mentioned, we also do have scholarship opportunities for kids that have survived from cancer. So we are ramping up for hopefully the fall season to offer some of those scholarships as well. So we are super appreciative and so thankful for each and every one of you, and love what you guys are doing. And I will continue to tell everybody I know about your organization. So I appreciate all you guys are doing.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I mean, some of the stuff that you guys have done and the stories that you have, everybody's got a connection to cancer in some way, shape, or form. And when it's a situation with a kid, it's insane to have to deal with something like that. So appreciate all that you do. Hopefully the funds from a group like us can go a long way towards helping out. And we appreciate all that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Thanks again, everybody.
All right, guys. So if you haven't been paying attention, since we're not in person, we went ahead and drew our nominations early. So quickly, just want to say thank you to all the amazing nominations that we had. We had a good little group early, and then a nice rush at the end with a bunch of people making nominations. So really appreciate that. I appreciate you being engaged and wanting to help out amazing nonprofits in our community. There are so many. So without further ado, we're going to throw it over to Tim Nindorf, who nominated the St. Luke's Diaper Bank, to tell us a little bit about that. So, Tim, you are up.
Awesome. Thanks, Cody. So this is my third try at the St. Luke's Diaper Bank, and I'm really excited about it. They've got a really interesting organization. And about a year ago, I was introduced to this idea of diaper need. I had no idea that this was a huge need in the community. And the Diaper Bank came in and presented to a group that I'm a part of, and they explained, several things that they do, right? Effectively, priority one is keeping babies healthy and safe in our community, and then reducing the risk of diaper need and kind of the maternal health issues that it causes, the mental health issues. And then the third thing that was interesting was really eliminating a barrier to employment. Because kids can't go to daycares, whether subsidized or otherwise, unless you have at least a day's worth of disposable diapers for them. So diapers became this link that was, economic, it was social, it was health related, and then of course for the babies, it was, personally health related. Statistically, in our community, 31% of families live below the poverty level. 1 in 3 families struggle with diaper need, and there's 0 Michigan or federal programs that will support purchasing diapers. So there's no additional dollars out there. You have to use what you have and make the decisions between, food and utilities and rents and diapers, which is a crazy thing. Diapers account for about $100 a month for the average person. It turns out that if you're lower income, they cost more because, if you can go to Meijer or you can go to Costco or other places and order diapers for yourself in bulk, then you can buy them cheaper. If you don't have money, you got to go week to week. You can't buy them in bulk and make that work. So what the Diaper Bank does is it effectively does weekly distributions out of the Douglas Community Center, and then it partners with other nonprofits across the community to help hand diapers out to people in need. They don't have any criteria. There's no signing up. There's no verification of W-2s or anything like that. It's show up. If you have the need, they'll help you out. So they do that distribution weekly. What that distribution ends up being is over 250,000 diapers each year. They end up turning away over 250 families that are in need regularly. So they're meeting what they can, but they still need to do more. They do diaper drives in the community. They raise money. They do all the things that you need to do. One of the things that they have done is partnered with Huggies, and if they can reach and sustain this over 275,000 diaper mark, then Huggies will provide them with an entire semi-load of diapers and really start to sponsor them in a bigger way. So kind of our contribution could have an impact. If we were to give, let's say, $10,000 through their bulk purchasing with Huggies, it would equate out to about 65,000 diapers and wipes that they'd be able to distribute. What this means for them is effectively a 26% increase in what they can distribute, over the course of the year. So pretty big impact, kind of what Cody mentioned earlier, tiny commitment, big impact for an organization of this size and of the need that they serve. Absolutely huge. And I'll kind of end on a quote that I've always kind of loved from Nelson Mandela, that there can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. So I'll leave you with that and hope that you vote for the Diaper Bank. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Great work, guys. That's a great pitch. Tim is an original member of this group. He's been with us since the days of Tim's Basement. I see that he has brought in the big guns with having his baby sitting on his lap. So not quite fair, but a great job there, Tim. So really appreciate that. Very deserving organization. So without further ado, another really, really cool organization coming up and a great guy to boot. Let's hear from Ben Davis for nominating the YMCA of Greater Kalamazoo tonight.
Thanks, Cody. I can't claim to be an original member. I've been here in Kalamazoo just over a year and part of Guys Who Give for about that same time. So looking forward to meeting more of you when we're finally able to do this in person again. I want to tell you what the Y is doing here in Kalamazoo right now as kind of a reinvention of itself to meet some critical community needs, and how we've changed courses to be what we can be and do what we can do when everything around us has changed. And for right now, specifically, that's an emergency childcare program and a free meal delivery program that we've been offering since the mandated closure over the last couple of months. So a lot of people think of the Y mainly for health and wellness programs. They think we're swim and gym, as we say, and many of you probably think that's where you go to lift weights and play basketball and swim laps and do yoga. And all that is true. It's a big part of who we are to help people find their healthiest selves, and the members who join the Y to improve their wellness are important. They help keep the doors open and the lights on, but the Y has a much broader mission than that. And there are many other ways that the Y is a lot more than what people think of on the surface. The health and wellness facilities and equipment, the pools and the dumbbells aren't doing anyone any good right now when we're stuck at home. And even when we can reopen, our old ways of delivering those health and wellness programs might not all work anymore. Some of them might require some temporary adjustments. Some of them might not come back at all. And so if the Y is going to be not just solvent, but relevant, what can that look like? And what does our community need that the Y is uniquely positioned to offer? So that's a couple of things. For one, right now with schools being closed, a lot of families and kids are missing out on not just the academics, but also a healthy meal. For some of them, school is the only healthy and balanced meal those kids would normally be getting. Well, the Y has a kitchen. We have a full-size school bus. We have long-standing relationships with food suppliers and grocers and pantries. We know the families in the neighborhoods that need help because we're already doing other programs there. And we have staff who can't do their regular jobs because of the circumstances, but they want to help. So if you add all that together, we developed a daily free food delivery program. We just expanded that to our 7th site. That every day, more than 1,000 free lunches and dinners a day. We load up the bus and drop off that food at scheduled pickup times. And actually starting next week, both of our Y branches will actually be food pickup sites every Friday at noon. So you can drive up or walk up. Every family will get a box of non-perishables and a frozen protein and a fresh produce item. So providing food security, not exactly a swim and gym program, but something that's in our wheelhouse from a mission standpoint of meeting critical community needs. Second thing, what else can we do? We're all hearing that businesses can't fully reopen and our economy can't fully recover unless there's childcare available. Even before all of that, though, we already have the essential workers, nurses and first responders and grocery workers have kids too. And they've been working all along, all this time, to take care of the rest of us. So who's going to take care of their family? So since we had to close our normal Y preschool and our after-school programs, we already have the facilities and the qualified staff in place to offer this emergency childcare program for people who can't work from home because their job is literally giving life support to our community. So those are the kids we're taking care of at the Y every day right now. Just as one example, we had a new family that just started with the program this week. The mom is a nurse at Bronson with 3 kids, and they had already signed up to take in 2 foster children starting next week. So we're going to have all 5 of their kids at the Y in emergency childcare. Fortunately for them and for all the families in this program, we are offering pay what you can pricing that's based on self-selection. So if you can afford price A, fantastic. If you can afford price B, that's great, whatever you can pay. And because of the distancing and the small group sizes we have to maintain, it's an expensive program for us to offer, but it's the right thing to do, and it's desperately needed, and we know that the community is going to support it. So those are just 2 ways that we're recognizing that our role in the community has changed right now. And it's going to be a fundamental shift in what we might look like moving forward as the effects of the pandemic linger on. For example, food insecurity is going to continue to be a thing that's not going to go away. And there might be other needs that come up that none of us are even thinking about right now. But it's in the YMCA's DNA as an organization to look for those needs and to be nimble in redefining who we are to address them. And that's why the Y isn't just a place to stay anymore. And it's not just for young Christian men. We're on the lookout for community problems that need a solution and to figure out what tools we have to be part of the answer. So thank you for your consideration.
Awesome. Yeah, great job. Really appreciate that, Ben. Yeah, the Y is doing some really cool things to help jump in, as are these other 2 organizations that we're talking about tonight. So really appreciate that and all the work that you do, Ben, for the community. And we're lucky to have you as a transplant from Ohio, I think. So we won't hold that against you. And moving on to number 3. So Gary Barton is up next. He's going to tell us about the Girl Scout Heart of Michigan. Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan. Gary, you're up.
Great. Thank you, Cody. I'm Gary Barton, and I've been involved with Girl Scouts for about 15 years now. I'm a local entrepreneur here in Kalamazoo, but don't have any direct ties to the Girl Scouts other than a high interest. All of you have probably interacted with Girl Scouts in some way through your life, probably with girls hosting a cookie booth at your favorite grocery store or coming to your door and selling you cookies. But what you might not know about Girl Scouting is it's more than just fun for a girl. It's a life-changing leadership and entrepreneurial skill that empowers girls to become the best versions of themselves. Less than a week after Michigan schools were closed, Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan responded by moving all their programming online. These are free programs and they're available to all girls, whether you're a member of Girl Scout or not. It's free to everybody. It's to help fill the educational gap facing children while they're out of school. And it gives parents a quick break in their busy days. Through their cookie program, the girls and staff all around the state have been donating cookies to the frontline workers, including medical personnel at our local hospitals and Kalamazoo first responders. That's done through a program called Hometown Heroes, and it's done by taking donations and basically paying for the cookies and then handing out the cookies to policemen, fire responders, hospital workers. Now it's gone pretty expanded since COVID-19. So why is Girl Scouts so critical? Girl Scouts Heart of Mission is actively crafting the leaders of tomorrow. These future leaders deserve the high quality programming and opportunities as they become the change makers that we need for tomorrow. Here's the need that we have. Not all girls have the financial capability to experience the leadership organization for the girls. These girls are the ones that need us most. Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan doesn't turn away any girls due to the financial needs of the family. So they depend on donations and people giving all the time to help these girls. So they provide more than $250,000 worth of local outreach to serve girls in underserved communities. It does not even cover the tens of thousands of dollars in financial assistance extended to all the members in need. And now with many families affected by the virus, they anticipate more girls needing financial assistance in the upcoming year. And they make sure that no girl is turned away for any reason at all. So if they come to our organization, we find a way to help. I believe that the girls need us now more than ever. I believe they deserve to continue their journey to becoming the leaders that they are destined to become. And the girls deserve our time and energy and resources when everything else has been canceled. So your vote to support will provide the needed funding for underprivileged girls in Kalamazoo County to participate in all these programs. And just as a side note, to understand too that any money that comes in to the organization stays local. There's no money that goes to administration fees or to national events or the National Girl Scouts organization. It all stays here in Kalamazoo County. So your vote today for Girl Scouts would ensure that underprivileged girls in our area have a place to become strong, confident, responsible young women, because Girl Scouts never leave them hanging. They're there. They need the extra funds to help the girls in needs right now. I really appreciate being part of this group and being able to present the Girl Scouts for this tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Great work, Gary. Really appreciate that. We appreciate you making the nomination and, of course, being a part of the group and making the pitch. So we all know that this is a pretty casual group. That's by design. We get together, we drink beer. I'm betting 40% of us don't have pants on right now. So, it's a pretty cool organization to come together and just speak from your heart about a group that you may or may not know intimately. So I always appreciate those guys that make the nominations and get up there and talk in front of a group of dudes that are just there to support them and the community. So we're going to get to doing the vote. Zoom has a polling option built right into it that we're going to launch here in a second. So just a minute, you're going to see a voting option pop up on your screen. It should only let you vote for one, but just because, don't try to vote for two, please. I mentioned before, voting and nominating is a privilege of membership. So if you fill out a form or if you come on the regular and contribute to what we're trying to do with our mission, please feel free to vote. If you're checking us out for the first time tonight as a guest, but are intending to commit to the group, by all means, jump on and vote. So this is certainly strange times. So I'm not going to do everything by the book necessarily, since again I'm sitting in my basement and not with you all. So things are different anyway. So let's go ahead and get that poll launched. If one of you helper boys could jump on and do that for us, that would be great. Somebody give me a thumbs up when they see it pop up. Beautiful. Lots of thumbs. Man, that's a fun game. All right. All right. So I see some votes polling in. If you're having big issues, start waving your hands in the air like crazy, and we'll try to figure out what's going on. But I see lots of votes rolling in, so looks like it's going very well. We'll give it a few minutes, but while you guys are voting, for those of you that have made your mind up already, real quick, 3 really great nominations tonight. Brad says that he wants to see Cody deliver a check in a diaper. So I assume that's regardless of whether the diaper bank wins or not, but that's not going to happen. So yeah. I'm so glad you guys are all on mute. This is fantastic. Yeah, it looks like we're rolling in. We got a couple more coming in, so we'll give it here just another second. If you are on the call and have not committed to being a member or are interested in more information about that, reach out. It's kalamazoo@guyswhogive.org, or text me or message me or whatever platform you have. I'm happy to get you a member form. We just launched a new website. I don't know if anybody had the opportunity to go take a look at the very spanking new, freshly scented website that we just launched. The donation page is going to be getting updated, but we didn't have time. We feared playing around with that too much on the eve of our events in case we mess that up. So take a look at the website, but there's going to be the opportunity to start submitting online forms for membership right on the website. So we should be good to go there. So it looks like everybody is in for polling. A really cool poll. I'm going to end this poll for us. All right, we've got a winner tonight. So before we announce the winner, I'm going to close this here. I'd like to try something cool. I'm gonna pull up my little screenshotty thing. If we could just do a toast for everybody who has a cocktail. Really appreciate you guys all getting on, all the commitment, not just tonight, but forever and ever that you've been supporting this organization. Like I said, we're going to eclipse $100,000 given to the Kalamazoo County nonprofit community this quarter. So really excited about that. Putting up with me up here being an idiot. So hold your toast up. I'm gonna try to do a screenshot with all of us so all of our friends can see us and be jealous, right? Give us a minute there. Got it. Nailed it. All right, guys. Yeah, here's to you. I know we're all going through the same stuff right now, so really appreciate you being on. Lots of chuggers, some guys finishing those drinks. That's fantastic. Bottoms up, boys. All right. Without further ado, the winner of our first ever virtual impact event is none other than the dude who's tried it 3 times, St. Luke's Diaper Bank, coming in with the win tonight. So, yep, virtual. Everybody muted. Clap for the Diaper Bank. A really cool organization. They do great things, certainly now more than ever, but throughout the years, they're a great organization that's been around for a while. So congratulations to them, and thank you very much to Mr. Tim Nindor for nominating them, and the little guy. Hey, Jack. Thank you very much. So we got the next event coming up on August 12th. I know this was kind of a quick one tonight. I'm really, really hoping that everybody is in good shape and healthy, and we can all get together in person here in August. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. Really, really appreciate you jumping on. Watch for the email from me. You can jump on right now to the donation page. It's donate.guyswhogive.com. So donate.guyswhogive.com to make your contribution online right now. And all that money gets funneled directly to the organization. We write one big check for in this case, the diaper bank. So we'll do that. If you feel compelled or for any reason don't trust me in my online giving nonsense, you can write a check directly to the St. Luke's Diaper Bank, and I'll send those all out in an email as well. But please write a check and get it in the mail as quickly as possible. I've put the mailing address in some emails and in some posts and things too, but reach out to me directly if you're going to do that. So I know that it's coming, and B, I make sure you have the right address and all that kind of stuff too. So just another quick point about that. If you are writing a check made out directly to the St. Luke's Diaper Bank, if it's coming from your business or something like that, that I may not recognize the business and associate that with your name, please put your name on it, just so I don't have to play guessing games with you and chase you down. So thanks again, guys. That's all I have. I'll give you the wave. Bye, everybody. Thanks a lot.